Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Today's game is going to feature the Detroit Tigers versus the Minnesota Twins. This is the final game of a three-game set where the Minnesota Twins have taken both the first two games of the series. It is going to be the commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with Major League Baseball, the MLB, PA, or their sponsors. We're providing live reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking audiences around the globe can enjoy the game on YouTube and Twitch along with us. First off, we're going to give you the starting lineups right out of the gate from the Detroit Tigers. Leading off and playing in center field wearing number 54 is Derek Hill. Batting second and in right field wearing number 17 is Austin Meadows. Batting third and doing the designated hitting today wearing number 8 is Robbie Grossman. Batting fourth and playing shortstop wearing number 28 is Javi Baez. Batting fifth and playing first base wearing number 20 is Spencer Torkelson. Batting sixth at third base wearing number 30 is Harold Castro. Batting seventh and at second base wearing number 7 is Jonathan Scope. Batting eighth at doing the catching wearing number 15 is Tucker Barnhart. And batting ninth in left field wearing number 9 is Willie Castro. And they are going to be facing the right-hander, Bailey Ober, who is making his fourth start of the season. Ober is gone at least 5 innings in all 3 of his starts. He's worked so far this year. He's got 16 innings under his belt, 13 hits allowed, 7 runs, 5 of which were earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 13. And he is going to be completing his warm-up tosses. This is his second season with the big league club. He's made his major league debut last year where he started 20 games for the Twins. Yeah, all 20 games that he started was everything that he appeared in, and he is getting the nod today. We will give you the Tigers starting line, or the Twins starting lineup when they come to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Defensively around the horn for the Twins, from first to third, it is Luis Arias as the first baseman. The second baseman is Jorge Polanco. The shortstop is Carlos Correa, and the third baseman is Gio Urshela. From left to right around the outfield, it is Kyle Garlick in left. The center fielder is Gilberto Celestino. The right fielder is Max Kepler. And, of course, the battery today is Bailey Ober pitching, and the catcher is Ryan Jeffers. And as Bailey Ober has completed his warm-up tosses, we're ready to get this one underway at Target Field in Minnesota. And getting things going for Detroit will be Derek Hill. Hill began the season on the disabled list with the Tigers. He's just recently been recalled, and he's off to a quick start. He's hitting .375 in the early going. This is his first time in the leadoff spot. There's a fastball taken upstairs for a ball, and the count is quickly 1-0. Derek Hill was a former number 1 pick of the Detroit Tigers all the way back into the 2014 Major League Draft. There's a breaking ball that's taken a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. A litany of injuries throughout Hill's minor league career has really slowed his progress. He's 26 years old. He'll be 27 after the season. There's a breaking ball that swung on. This is lifted into shallow right center field. Coming on is the right fielder, Max Kepler, and he's going to make the catch, and that will retire Hill. 1 up and 1 away here for the Tigers in their half of the first inning. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Austin Meadows. For Austin Meadows on the season, he's batting .302. He's got no homers and 9 runs batted in. He bats from the left side against the right-handed Ober. He's not flashed any power yet for the young season, has Meadows. He did hit almost 30 home runs last year for the Tampa Bay Rays. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 0-1. And specifically, he hit 27 and drove in 106 runs during the 2021 campaign. There's the pitch from Ober. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it is the left fielder, Kyle Garlick. He's going to make the catch. And just like that, they're 2 up and 2 away for the Tigers here in their half of the first inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Robbie Grossman. Robbie Grossman has really started to get it going lately for the Tigers. He's hitting the 3-hole today as Miguel Cabrera has the day off, and they've shuffled some of the batting order around for the Tigers. Lost 2 of their last 2 ball games to the Twins here. They're on a bit of a skid as they've lost 4 straight, including the last 2 of the Rocky series. And here comes the first pitch from Ober. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0. Grossman on the season is hitting .298. He's got no homers and 5 RBIs. Walking into the motion is Ober. He delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. One thing last year that Grossman really exhibited was good plate discipline. He walked 98 times. He has very good patience. He's able to work deep into counts. It's something that the Tigers have looked for when they have him in the leadoff spot. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count now goes to 2-1. He does a pretty good job of being able to set the table for the Tigers. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the switch hitting Robbie Grossman, who's batting from the left side. There's a changeup swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down in front of the right fielder, Max Kepler. And the Tigers have a runner aboard here in the first inning with 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to Javi Baez. So it was a good piece of hitting by Grossman. He stayed on the changeup, and he was able to line it over top of the shift as the second baseman, Jorge Polanco, was in shallow right field. He was able to get it down in between the second baseman and the right fielder. So Javi Baez steps up to the plate. He's hitting .267 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 8 RBIs, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Baez. Baez just recently returned from a stint on the disabled list. Tigers are happy to have him back in the lineup, both defensively and offensively. He creates a huge hole. There's the pitch from Ober. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Baez. Baez on the early season is hitting .267. He's got a couple of homers and 8 RBIs. He's got a very open stance here against the right-handed slants of Ober. And here's the pitch. It is a changeup swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's backhanded by the third baseman, Urshela, but he can't come up with it. The ball ends up trickling into foul territory. It is a fair ball. So Baez is going to reach first base. Grossman is advanced over to second. We're going to have to wait on the scoring on that to see what they've ruled that. Is it going to be a base hit or is it an error? And the official scorer says it is a base hit. It was going to be a difficult play for Urshela, even if he came up with the play. For him to go across the diamond to throw to first, I'm not sure they would have had a chance at Baez. That brings up the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. And the first pitch to Torkelson's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the first base side, but it's going to reach the seats about 15 rows up behind the first base dugout, and the count quickly is 0-1. For Torkelson this season, he's hitting .216. He's got 3 homers and 8 RBIs. He's only 1 for 5 in the series. He's in his first season with the big league club after being the number 1 pick back in the 2020 draft. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. Count goes to 1-1 on Torkelson. Torkelson is slowly making his way up the batting order for the Tigers. Began the season batting near the bottom of the order, but he is now hitting in the 5 spot today behind Baez, with Jmar Candelario and Miguel Cabrera getting the days off. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Torkelson was considered to be the best bat, or the most advanced bat, in the 2020 draft, when the Tigers made him the first overall selection. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Torkelson goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it for the Tigers in their half of the first inning. So for Detroit, they had no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Through a half inning in Minnesota, it is the Detroit Tigers nothing, the Minnesota Twins coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call at the bottom of the first inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Here is our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the first inning. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. We'll give you the starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins. Leading off and playing second base wearing number 11 is Jorge Polanco. Batting second is the shortstop wearing number 4, Carlos Correa. Batting third and playing first base wearing number 2 is Luis Arias. The third baseman and batting fourth is number 15, Gio Urshela. Batting fifth in left field and wearing number 30 is Kyle Garlick. The right fielder and wearing number 26 is Max Kepler. The catcher and wearing number 27 is Ryan Jeffers. Batting eighth and doing the designated hitting is number 13, Trevor Larnach. And batting ninth and in center field wearing number 67 is Gilberto Celestino. And the first two pitches have already been delivered to Jorge Polanco. The first pitch was a fastball, taken for a called strike. The last one was a ball in the dirt, and the count is 1-1. And they are facing Tarik Skubal, who's making his latest appearance for the Tigers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. Skubal on the season is 1-1. This is his fourth start. We're at 15 and 2/3 innings to this point. He strikes out just over 1 inning as he's got 16 Ks to his name. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Polanco is retired on strikes for out number 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Just a few things about Tarik Skubal. He was originally drafted out of Seattle University in the 2017 draft by the Arizona Diamondbacks. And he was redrafted by the Tigers in the 9th round of the 2018 draft. He had Tommy John surgery, and he missed some time at the University of Seattle for the Red Hawks. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count's 1-0 to Correa. But he's always had a live arm, and the Tigers took what we would call a low-risk, high-reward pick on him. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. It's fielded by Baez. He throws to first. It's picked out of the dirt by Torkelson. And that is going to retire Correa on a ground out. 6-3 for out number 2 here in the first inning. So 2 up and 2 Twins away, and that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Luis Arias. For Arias on the season, he's off to a lightning quick start. He's batting .365. He's got a homer and 7 RBIs. Arias is getting the nod today at first base. They got to keep his bat in the lineup. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Miguel Sano has played quite a bit of first base this season for the Twins. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Arias. It is not the nicest day in Minnesota. It is an overcast day. The crowd is bundled up for a late April day. There is a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count goes to 2-1. It is 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And the wind right now is blowing from right to left at 14 miles an hour. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Arias. And here's the pitch from Skubal. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into center field. Drifting over to his left is Hill. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it for the Twins here in their half of the first inning. So for Minnesota, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1 complete. It is the Detroit Tigers nothing, the Minnesota Twins nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning after this. Appreciate you all being here, whether you're listening live or on delay.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming to bat for Detroit. It means Harold Castro, Jonathan Schoop, and Tucker Barnhart to face the right-hander Bailey Ober. Ober got off to a good start in the first inning, retiring the first 2 batters fairly quickly, and then he allowed 2 2-out singles before retiring Spencer Torkelson on strike swinging to end the inning. And that is going to be where he is about to face the Tigers at 6, 7, and 8 here in the order. Castro on the season, hitting .296 with no homers and 3 RBIs. He has been the better of the 2 Castros in the lineup, at least at the plate, that is. And here comes the first pitch from Ober. That is a changeup that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes from Ober. Harold Castro hitting from the left side versus the right-hander Ober, who delivers a fastball swung on and missed. And the count goes to 1-1. Bailey Ober was originally a draft choice of the Dodgers in the 2016 draft. There is a changeup swung on. This ball is looped into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Harold Castro is aboard with a leadoff single here in the second inning. That'll bring up Jonathan Schoop. So he went to the College of Charleston, and then he did not sign with the Dodgers. He was redrafted in the 2017 draft. The Minnesota Twins took him, and that's where he signed, and that's where he's been with since. He exceeded his rookie status in the 2021 season. With those 20 starts, he was fairly decent for the Twins. He was a .500 pitcher. He gave them some good innings. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Jonathan Schoop that's fouled away, and the count's 0-1. Before we get back to Ober, Jonathan Schoop hitting .154 this year, off to a slow start in 17 games. He's got a homer and 5 runs batted in. But Bailey Ober is really another one of those Minnesota Twin value picks. He's found himself in the starting rotation, and it looks like he may be here for a while the way he's pitched. He's done quite well. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung. It's grounded slowly over to third. Charging it is Urshela. His only play is to first, and that's going to retire Schoop on a ground out. 5-3 for out number 1. It's going to advance Castro over to second. It'll bring up the catcher, Tucker Barnhart. For Tucker Barnhart on the season, he's hitting .241. He's got nothing across his slash line yet. He's appeared in 11 games. He's been sort of double sharing the duty a little bit with Eric Haas back behind the plate, although Haas, who's getting the day off today, has also seen some duty in left field. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Barnhart. Robbie Grossman batting with the runner at second. The Twins are in a shift. They've got Polanco in shallow right field. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. Now the count is 0-2 to Barnhart. They do have the shortstop Carlos Correa to the right side of second base. So no balls and 2 strikes to Barnhart. Ober working from the stretch, and he does a little spaghetti move, and back to second base easily goes Harold Castro standing up. Bailey Ober has got a huge frame. He's listed at 6'9" and 260 pounds. Here comes the 0-2 offering. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tucker Barnhart. Ober leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher Jeffers. He's ready to go back to work. He kicks and fires. There is a fastball swung on and missed. And Barnhart goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That'll leave it all up to Willie Castro. When I watch Ober pitch, just the way that he sort of stands, not so much his delivery, reminds me a little bit of Chris Young because of the height. Chris Young was the former Princeton right-hander who won a World Series with the Kansas City Royals. So when I watch Ober, just the way that the ball comes down out of his hand, very difficult for some of the hitters just because of how tall he stands on that mound. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Castro. For Willie Castro on the season, he's hitting 182. He's got no homers and 1 run batted in. This is his 7th game with the Tigers. Did not make the club out of spring training. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count goes even to 1-1. The one thing that's a little bit different than Ober in the comparison to Chris Young is he does throw a little bit harder. We've seen him run it up to 93, but he's been sitting at 90, 91. Chris Young would be 85, 86 in the twilight of his career. So facing a pitcher at 6'10", throwing 85 miles an hour doesn't seem like it's overly intimidating. But the height of the pitcher, certainly on top of the mound, creates a very imposing type of dilemma for the hitter. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Castro. Ober holds at the belt, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. You've also got the shift on here for Willie Castro as there's 3 fielders to the right side of the infield. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 2-2 to Castro. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ober holds at the belt. And he's ready for the offering to Castro. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Castro batting from the left side, ready on the offering from Ober. Ober checks the runner at second base. He comes set at the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted into the seats over on the third base side. Keeps the count at 3-2. Willie Castro was originally acquired by the Detroit Tigers in a trade with the Cleveland Indians. Willie was brought over in return for Leonis Martin. Of course, Leonis Martin was the center fielder for the Tigers. That's going back to 2018. There's also another player, Kyle Dowdy, who went in the direction of the Indians at the time. And there's a fastball delivered that misses upstairs, and Castro has himself a walk. And the bases now are occupied by Castros. There's Harold at second and Willie at first, and that brings the top of the order, Derek Hill, to the plate. So for Hill today, he is 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up. His average now has slipped down to .333 on the young season. So runner is at first and second, and here's the first offering to Hill. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Ober does not seem to have the command of his pitches, unable to locate right now his offerings to the Tiger hitters. His best pitch so far, I would say, today has been his changeup, but the fastball has been missing high in the zone, and the breaking ball has been missing low and away, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Hill. The Tigers are looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. They lost the first 2 games of this series. They've also dropped the last 2 games of the series against the Colorado Rockies. And there's a breaking ball swung through and missed. The count is now 1-2 to Hill. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Derek Hill. Oberg gets the sign from his catcher, Jeffers. And now time has been requested by Hill at the plate as he steps out of the box. Now we're ready to go back to this again. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hill. Ober holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harold Castro, the runner at second. The runner at first is Willie Castro. And here comes the 2-2 pitch to Hill. Ober kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. That's going to run the count now full to Derek Hill. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Opponents are really struggling hitting the breaking ball off of Ober. He's got one of the best in the game with balls that are swung at and put in play. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. And Derek Hill has drawn himself a walk, and that's going to load the bases full of Tigers. Harold Castro advances to third. Willie goes to second. And Derek Hill is the runner at first base. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Austin Meadows. Meadows today is 0 for 1. He flew out to left his first time up. It's also going to bring a conference out to the mound as the Twins players are in having a word with the pitcher, Ober, to settle him down. There's no trip from any of the coaches. But the very dangerous hitting Austin Meadows steps to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 out here in the top of the second inning. Meadows on the season has 9 RBIs. All 9 of his RBIs have come with 2 outs. That's the 5th most in Major League Baseball. So here comes the first offering to Meadows. It's a fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. The Tigers have really made this Twins starter work. This is going to be the 40th pitch for him here. Just over an inning and 2/3 of work. And the 0-1 pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to run the count now to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Meadows. Meadows is the older brother to Parker Meadows, who was also in the Detroit Tigers organization. He was acquired just before the start of the season in a trade with the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tigers sent Isaac Paredes and a competitive balance pick the other way, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. In return for Austin Meadows, he is under contract this year. He's eligible for arbitration as early as next year, and the earliest he could be a free agent is 2025. There is a changeup that swung on its top foul right at home plate. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. He's under contract for $4 million, so a very favorable contract. And right now, it'll be his performance will dictate his pay for the next couple of years. So in a lot of ways, it is a low-risk, high-reward trade that the Tigers made. Paredes was struggling to find a place in Detroit to play. The Tigers did like his bat, the minor league level, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. But he was not going to be able to crack the lineup in Detroit. So the Tigers put him in that package to Tampa. But the biggest thing there was that competitive balance pick that the Tigers sent the other way. Tampa Bay really will take advantage of that. They do outstanding job at their drafting and their scouting of players. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ober kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving underneath it is Kepler. He's going to have time and space. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Tigers and their half of the second inning. They strand the bases loaded. There was no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left the board. We are now through 1.5. It is Detroit Tigers nothing, the Minnesota Twins nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. The call of the bottom of the second inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us today. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the second inning, and it's the heart of the Minnesota batting order to face Tariq Skubal. It's Gio Urshela, Kyle Garlick, and Max Kepler to face the hard-throwing lefty of the Tigers. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside to Urshela, and the count is 1-0. Skubal ready to go back to work, and there is a 91-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now runs even to 1-1. For Urshela on the season, he's hitting .286. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. He was acquired in an offseason deal with the New York Yankees. There's a fastball that misses up and away. count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Coming over with Urshela was also Gary Sanchez. Moving the other way was Josh Donaldson, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Ben Rortvedt. There's a breaking ball that misses down to Urshela, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Scoop ball rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now runs full to Urshela. Urshela has really revitalized his career. He was originally signed by the Cleveland Indians way back in 2008. He was traded by the Tribe to the Blue Jays. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's fielded awkwardly by the third baseman Castro. He throws to first. It's in the dirt. It gets by Torkelson. And that is going to advance Urshela into second base. That's definitely going to go down as an E5. The ground ball itself was fielded. I don't know if it took a wild hop. It looked like at first that Castro was going to field it to his glove side. And then the way that he approached the ball, he tried to backhand it in the middle of his body. Then he threw across his body to first base. It got by Torkelson. And that advanced Urshela all the way over to second. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Kyle Garlick. So Garlick on the season is hitting .133. He's got a homer and a couple of RBIs. And the first pitch from Skubal is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. These are the little things that have been beating up the Tigers, and especially in this series. And a 4-3 lead going to the ninth inning a couple of nights ago, and they literally threw the game away. If you haven't seen the highlights of the Tuesday night game, it was a complete pie fight that ended up walking off the game in the bottom of the ninth inning. 2 unearned runs were charged to Gregory Soto, and he didn't have a chance to dig himself out of it when the Tigers were throwing the ball all around the infield. So that last pitch was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count's 1-1 on Garlick. Skubal holds at the belt. He's ready to go back to work. There's a changeup that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to Garlick. The runner, Urshela, gets his lead at second base. I was talking a little bit about Urshela when he was up to bat and how he went from the Cleveland Indian organization. They basically sent him to Toronto for a player to be named later, Cash. Ended up being Cash, and there's a changeup that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. But then he was purchased by the Yankees from the Blue Jays basically for nothing. And he went on to have some pretty good campaigns with the Yankees over the last 3 seasons. Gave themselves some steady defense. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Runs the count now to 3-2 on Garlick. As we said, Urshela really came out of his shell. He hit .314, 21 homers, and drove in 74 runs with the Yankees in 2019. And last season, he was very productive as well. His time in New York, he was a career .292 hitter. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Garlick. And flipping him over to the Twins, they're getting a decent defensive player. Somebody who's got a little bit of offensive juice playing the hot corner. He's also played some shortstop over the course of his career, but he's mainly a third baseman. So here comes the 3-2 to Garlick, and Skubal kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. And Garlick has drawn himself a walk, and that will bring up the right fielder, Max Kepler. So for Max Kepler on the season, he's batting .263. He's got 4 homers and 8 RBIs. Already in this series, he's got 3 home runs. He hit 2 last night. He hit 1 in the series before. So 3 of his 4 homers on the season have come against the Tigers. But He has struggled against left-handed pitching through his career. There was a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So Tiger pitching has been the tonic that Kepler has needed to get himself going. They do have 3 Tigers to the right side of the infield, as they do have Kepler in a shift. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball. And they don't even have to appeal down to third base. The home plate umpire goes up with the right hand, and Kepler is now in the hole at 0-2. The umpires for today's game, it's Marvin Hudson behind the plate. Adrian Johnson is at first. John Tumpane is the umpire at second, and Ryan Blakeney is the third base umpire. And here comes the 0-2 pitch to Kepler, and it is a fastball swung on and missed. It was a 95-mile-an-hour heater upstairs, and that is going to retire Kepler for the first out of the inning. We were starting to say early in the at-bat that Kepler has struggled versus left-handed pitching, and that struggle continues. It's going to bring up the catcher, Ryan Jeffers. For Jeffers, he enters the game hitting .214. He's got a couple of homers and 4 RBIs. He swings at a first pitch breaking ball and fouls that away on the third base side, and the count is quickly 0-1. Jeffers and Sanchez doing the duties for the Twins behind the plate. Whereas a lot of spare pieces in Minnesota last year. I say spare pieces. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. Barnhart quickly fires down to first, and Garlick is safe diving back. They thought they might have been able to sneak him off, leading too far. The first baseman, Spencer Torkelson, started to come back door as the base runner Garlick was taking his secondary lead. So no balls and 2 strikes to Jeffers. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Jeffers is down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So Skubal rearing back, picking up a little pace on that pitch as he fires a 95-mile-an-hour heater by Jeffers. Rearing back a little more when he needs it. He's got that gas in the tank. He's been sitting mainly around 92, 93 miles an hour. So when he has to dial it up a little bit, he can bring it up at 95. So that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Trevor Larnach, who is hitting .263 on the season with no homers and 4 RBIs. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Lots of expected from Trevor Larnach. And of course, once healthy, the Twins are expecting a lot from Alex Kirilloff, who is currently out of the lineup right now, as he's on the disabled list. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Skubal holds at the belt. He kicks and fires. There is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Runs the count now to 0-2. So 2 young outfielders with lots of potential and promise for the Twins. So Skubal looks in at the signs from his catcher Jeffers, and he's ready to go to work. And here comes the kick and delivery. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Skubal leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. He's set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. That keeps the count at 1-2. That was the fastest pitch we've seen from Skubal today. That was 96 miles an hour on the gun. As we said, he is able to rear back and put a little extra on some stuff. There's no doubt here in our mind that he's got more in the tank. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ball kicks and fires. There is a fastball swung on, his line into center field. It's going to get down in front of Derek Hill. Rounding third and heading home is Urshela. The throw to the plate is offline. Advancing over to third base is the base runner Garlick. The Twins are on the board here with a base hit by Larnach. They have broken the ice here in the bottom of the second inning, as Urshela has scored the opening run of the ball game. The throw from Derek Hill was not a good one. It was up the line at third base. He had missed the cutoff man, and Barnhart had to come up the line to get it. Good piece of base running by the base runner, the trailing runner, Garlick, who read the overthrow. He had slowed down. He took a look, and as soon as he saw that there was nobody there, the throw that Barnhart had to get was halfway up the third base line. However, holding at first with the single is Larnach. That's runners on the corners, and that brings up Gilberto Celestino to the plate. The first pitch to Celestino is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. For Celestino on the season, he's batting .083. He's got nothing on his slash line yet. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Skubal holds at the belt. And here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly up the third baseline. The Tigers are going to let it roll, but it stays fair. Castro, as it hits the bag, that's going to cash another run in for the Twins. And Celestino is going to get himself an infield single and an RBI. The ball was hit down the third baseline. It was basically a swinging bunt. Harold Castro had to charge it. As he charged it, he had to wait to see if it was going to go fair or foul. He wasn't going to be able to make the play, so he decided not to play it. The ball continued to roll, and it rolled all the way to the third base bag. And that is going to bring out the pitching coach for the Detroit Tigers. That's going to be Fetters. He's making his way to the mound, as the Twins have a couple of runs on the board, and the threat is not over, as it's going to be the top of the order, Jorge Polanco, coming up to face the left-hander Skubal. But this is definitely going to be the Harold Castro inning. It began with an error that has led to a run. And now, of course, that particular play that you don't necessarily see in the scorebook, he wasn't going to be able to get in there and make the play. That he tried to let it go foul, but it stayed fair and hit the bag. There's a first pitch breaking ball that catches the outside corner to Polanco, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Polanco. The runner at second is Larnach. The runner at first is Celestino. The Tigers are in a little bit of trouble here in the second. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. The error to begin getting things here in the second inning, then a walk, and then a couple of strikeouts. It looked like that Skubal was going to figure a way to get out of it. Back-to-back singles by Larnach and Celestino jump-started the Twins and put them out in front here 2-0. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 0-2 to Polanco. Tigers need a stop from this left-hander Skubal. And he's certainly pitched well enough to be able to do it, but it's hard to keep the other team off the board when it's taking you 4 or 5 outs in an inning to get 3. There's a fastball that misses down, and then it moves Polanco off the plate, and the count is now still at 1. Counts at 1-2. The first inning was pretty smooth for Skubal. He only threw 10 pitches. This inning here, this is number 32 of the inning. There was a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short, over to second, and they make the play. But that was not an easy play. Willie Castro or check that. Javi Baez fielded the ball. He fired it over to the second baseman, Scope. It almost pulled Scope off the bag, but that is going to be a fielder's choice that is going to end the inning. Celestino is erased on the 6-4 putout. So for the Twins in their half of the second inning, they collected 2 runs. There was 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the third inning. It is the Minnesota Twins 2, the Detroit Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. With the call of the top of the third inning, we're glad you could pop in here today and to listen in. Here's our friend, Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back here in the top of the third inning, and it's going to be Robbie Grossman, Javi Baez, and Spencer Torkelson to face the right-hander Bailey Oberg. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Grossman, and the count is quickly 1-0. Grossman today is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. There is a changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. It's been a tale of a couple of 2 innings here. The Tigers have stranded 5 runners in the first 2 innings, failing to capitalize with some clutch hitting. There's a breaking ball that misses outside to Grossman, and the count is 2-1. On the other side of the coin, the Minnesota Twins capitalized on the Tigers' miscues in the second inning and pounced on the Tigers for 2 runs. And here comes the pitch from Ober. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined to center field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and Grossman is aboard for the second time today with another single as he leads off the third inning with a base hit, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Javi Baez. For Javi Baez on the season, he is batting, well, he's pulled his average up. He started the day at .267. He's 1 for 1 today. He's got a couple of homers and 8 runs batted in. So Baez has had some clutch hits already in a Tigers uniform, including a big home run on the game 2 nights ago on Tuesday night. He drove in all 4 of those runs in that game, and there's a first pitch fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. Baez has raised his average to .290 now. That's what you get early in the season when you start to see the numbers start to flatten out. So a 23-point rise with the base hit in his first at-bat. Marvin Hudson holds up the stop sign, and Ober has to reset himself as we're ready to do this again. It was the catcher, Jeffers, who had asked for time. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Baez. Ober kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball down. They say the home plate umpire didn't go. They appeal down to the first base umpire, Adrian Johnson, but he goes up with the right hand. That's going to run the count now to 0-2 to Baez. So no balls and 2 strikes to Javi Baez. Ober gets the sign from his catcher, Jeffers. He's ready to go back to work. Here comes the 0-2 offering. He kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is going to reach the seats behind home plate. Keeps the count at 0-2 to Baez. I would say, based on what I've witnessed here in the first couple innings, I'd be shocked to see either of these pitchers go into the sixth inning. Part of it to Ober because he's had a hard time locating his pitches in the first couple innings. On the other side with Skubal, I just think that the first inning and obviously the miscues in that second inning may end up being the kiss of death for him. So look for this game to be turned over to the bullpens, and then a battle will begin from the sixth inning on. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Baez is down on strikes for the first time today. That's the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. For Torkelson today, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Getting an opportunity to face Ober for the second time. Ober checks the runner Grossman at first base, and he comes set at the belt. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Torkelson. Torkelson's had some moments this year for the Tigers in his young career. He has raised his average north of 200. There's a changeup swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. Coming in now on it is the center fielder, Celestino. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it for Torkelson. He is retired for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Harold Castro. For Castro on the season, as we said, he's now raised his average up to over 300. He is 1 for 1 today. He's now hitting .321 on the early campaign. Be interesting to see how the Tigers plan to use Castro. It's been hard not to keep his bat out of the batting order the last couple of years. He just continues to hit at the major league level. Throwing over to first base is Ober, and diving back in time is the base runner Grossman. One would think that this would be a situation that Tigers will want to try to get Grossman into scoring position because a base hit Castro would score him. In today's game, he's a lifetime .291 hitter. But he's really not had a chance to play every day over the course of his 5 seasons with the Tigers. Throwing over to first base again and diving back in time is the base runner Grossman. You'd have to think that the Tigers are going to have to find a solution. It's not like they have a unit that can hit the ball a ton. So when you have somebody who can swing it a little bit like Castro can, you got to try to find a spot to get him in the lineup. And there's a fastball that misses outside. Counts 1-0. That being said, the one knock on Castro is he's got 179 strikeouts in those 755 career at-bats, but he's only walked 30 times. And that's something that the Tiger brass is not happy about. He doesn't have a great on-base percentage. When your batting average and on-base percentage looks eerily similar, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side. It's going to be trouble, but racing in is the left fielder, Garlick. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it for the Tigers here in their half of the third inning. The Tigers get the leadoff batter aboard, and then they go quietly after that. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 2.5. It is the Minnesota Twins 2, the Detroit Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the third inning in just a couple moments. Here's our friend Dave.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of the third inning. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Minnesota Twin batting order to face the left-hander Tariq Skubal. That means it's going to be Carlos Correa, Luis Arias, and Gio Urshela to get things underway. The Twins are holding a 2-0 lead here versus the Tigers as they go to their half of the third inning. And Tariq Skubal is ready to get this one back underway. 42 pitches for the left-hander through the first 2 innings. 32 came in the second. One would probably have to say that there was probably at least 12 of those that were not necessary. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Correa. And that's what is going to hurt the Tigers, as one would think that as the game progresses. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 1-1. They've got to turn it over to their bullpen. Their bullpen has been used quite a bit in this series. There's the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down and in. The count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Correa. Correa's average has slipped to 164 on the season. He's got a homer and 3 RBIs. There's a fastball swung on it. It is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Meadows. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Correa for the first out here in the third inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Luis Arias. For Luis Arias, he's 0 for 1 today. He flew out to center field his first time up. So Arias stepping in to face the lefty Skubal. And the first offering is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Arias. Skubal rocks into the motion as he delivers from the windup, and there is a breaking ball that just misses outside. And the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Said it's an overcast day and a cool day, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2 to Arias. In Minneapolis, the fans are in attendance. It is a light crowd today. There is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded right back to the pitcher. Fielded by Skubal. He underhands it over to the underhands it over to Torkelson covering first, and that's going to go down as a ground out 1-3 for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to Gio Urshela. Saying about just how cool it was, both pitchers are allowed to blow on their hands. The fans are bundled up. They're not moving. The umpires are bundled up. They are moving. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Urshela. Urshela is officially 0 for 1. He got on the error made by Castro, the third baseman, his first time up. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Urshela. Skubal rocks in the motion, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. That's going to run the count now to 2-1. As we mentioned earlier, Skubal, we're not anticipating that either of these pitchers will make it through to the 6th inning. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count runs even to 2-2. One would think with these conditions, these pitchers here are going to be gone by the time the 5th inning is done. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There is a changeup swung on. It is softly hit up the middle. It's fielded by the second baseman, Scope, who's standing right over the bag at second base. He fields it and he fires to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3 for out number 3 here in the 3rd inning. So for the Minnesota Twins in their half of the 3rd, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete. It is the Minnesota Twins 2, the Detroit Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call. The Top of the fourth inning, here is our friend Steve again.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to check out his channel for all your entertainment needs. It is a brisk one in Minneapolis, and the crowd is sparsely attending this one here. I would be shocked if I had to put my money on it. If there is more than 6,000 fans at this game today, I want to recount. We'll get those attendance numbers for you a little later in the game. They may be able to do it just by looking at the people sitting in the seats without having to actually count the tickets. And there's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Jonathan Scope, taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. It is Scope, Barnhart, and Castro, the bottom third of the order, here for the Tigers to face the righty Ober. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 to Scope. Scope has struggled this season at the dish. He was one of the better hitters in the Tiger lineup last year. There is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats. It's going to keep the count at 0-2. He entered today's game batting 154. His numbers have slipped to 152. So Scope waiting on the offering from Ober. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Scope. Last year with the Tigers, Scope was very consistent. Lots of hard contact. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled over on the third base side. It's going to get up onto the tarp. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scope is a native of Willemstad, Curacao, a Dutch colony in the Caribbean islands. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit through the 6 hole into left field. And Scope has a leadoff single here in the 4th inning. It's the 5th hit of the game for the Tigers. That is going to bring up the catcher, Tucker Barnhart. For Barnhart today, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. The Tigers have made a number of acquisitions here to this ball club. When I look at today's lineup, there's only really 3 players that we would consider homegrown players. Derek Hill in the leadoff spot, Torkelson, who they drafted, and of course Harold Castro, who they had signed. Here's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Barnhart. Everybody else for the Tigers have been acquired through free agency or trades in today's lineup. The draft and develop has not been a strength of the Tigers organization in recent years. It's been draft and flip the players into other players or big league ready players. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's popped up into shallow center field. Coming over underneath it is Celestino. He's going to make the catch. And that will retire Barnhart for the first out here in the 4th inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Willie Castro. For Castro, he is officially 0 for 0 today. He had walked his first time up. Willie is batting $182 on the season with no homers and 1 RBI. Ober looks at the sign from his catcher, Jeffers, and he's ready to go to work. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Castro getting the start in left field today. Played quite a bit in the middle infield for the Tigers last couple of years. He was possibly considered an heir apparent at shortstop, but he was never able to get it going. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away. With the Tigers' offseason free agent acquisition of Javi Baez, that pretty much nailed the door shut on any more we're going to see at Willie at shortstop, unless, of course, it might be an injury. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Scope gets his lead at first. And here's the delivery from Ober. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It's going to make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Castro batting from the left side against the right-hander Ober. Slowly gets himself back in the box. As we said, we're looking at the stands in Minnesota, and it's sparsely attended. People are bundled up, but it's not like going to a outdoor football game in October. It's probably a little bit better weather than that. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And there's a changeup swung on it. It's lifted into left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder Garlick. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Castro for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Derek Hill. For Hill, he's 0 for 1 today. He's also drawn a walk. He lined out to the right fielder his first time up. He walked and was stranded at first base in the second inning. The Tigers loaded the bases and failed to score. So here comes the first pitch to Hill. It is a changeup swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. Derek Hill has been hitting at the bottom part of the order. Robbie Grossman normally has been hitting in the leadoff spot, but because Candelario and Cabrera are getting the day off today, he moved Grossman into the 3 spot, and he has responded with a couple of knocks. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 to Derek Hill. So no balls and 2 strikes to Hill. Be curious to see if Jonathan Scope will be off to the races. He doesn't have a huge lead at first. This would be a spot to be able to run. And now they step off, and onto second goes Scope. And he's going to make it into second base. And they threw in behind as the catcher, Jeffers, wanted Ober to step off the mound. He threw to second base to the second baseman covering, and Polanco drops the ball as he applies the tag on the runner. So that's going to go as a stolen base for Jonathan Scope. It's going to put him into scoring position. The throw was actually behind, but it looks like they had originally awarded a balk anyways, or recorded a balk on Ober, so it'll officially go into the books as a balk and not as a stolen base. The umpires had ruled that, even though Scope is almost at the bag. There's a fastball that misses outside to Hill, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hill. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2. So we had to get the replay on that, but you could see that the umpires had called it a balk. Scope was almost to the base at second base. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Ober holds at the belt. He kicks and fires. There's a changeup swung on. This ball is hit into left field. It's going to get down. Garlick fields it. Coming around third and scoring is Scope. A clutch 2-out single here by Hill. He gets himself a base hit and an RBI. Jonathan Scope, who was able to induce that balk, got himself into scoring position and comes home on the single by Hill. The Tigers have cut into the lead 2-1. But they're still trailing the Twins here in the top of the fourth inning. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Austin Meadows. Be curious to see if they're going to do the same thing. They do have a trainer out on the mound now with the pitching coach as they're coming to check on Bailey Ober. They're going to see if he's going to be able to continue or not, or if the Twins are going to have to go to the bullpen a little earlier. And that looks like it's going to do it, as Ober is going to leave the game via an injury. He's walking off the mound with the trainer. And so we're going to have to take a break in the action. There's a runner at first. That's Derek Hill. It's going to bring Austin Meadows to the plate. We're going to take a little time out here to give you guys some of our infomercials, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with the continuation here at the top of the fourth inning. But we do have a pitching change coming up. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, or creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
We do have a pitching change in Minnesota. It is Cody Stashik coming into the ball game, but we'll be back in just a minute as he's going to get some extra time to get ready. He's replacing the injured Bailey Ober. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. Hopefully this will get you going a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Cody Stashik coming into the ball game, a right-hander for the Twins. He's coming on in relief. He has worked 4 2/3 innings this year in 3 appearances. He's allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He has walked none and struck out 6. He's in his 4th season with the Twins. He's appeared in 47 ball games in his career. He has mainly appeared in relief. He did get 1 start in 2019. We're ready to get this one going. And so we've got, as he's completed his tosses, he's going to be facing Austin Meadows with the runner Derek Hill on first base. He's just about done his tune-up tosses, so we'll be getting it back underway in just a second here. So it'll be Austin Meadows coming to bat with the runner at first. Tigers got on the board in this inning on a leadoff single by Jonathan Schoop. And Tucker Barnhart flew up to center, and Willie Castro flew up to left. Schoop was then balked over to second base. He had an early lead, early break. When the catcher Jeffers wanted the pitcher to step off the mound, he ended up balking, did Ober. That put Schoop over to second without any punishment. And Derek Hill had a basic single to left field, and that knocked Schoop in all the way from second. That is where we stand right now at a 2-1 ball game. So Stashik has completed his warm-up tosses, and he's ready to get back to work in this one. So Stashik taking over here. We saw him pitch a little earlier this year against the Yankees. As he is taking over now. He's not a big fella. Stashik stands at 6'2", which is probably right at the borderline spot of what you would think for pitchers these days. Is anything shorter than 6'2", you're kind of almost a small righty. So here comes the first offering to Austin Meadows. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. They have the shift on for Meadows. Urshela is playing as if he's the shortstop now. Got Correa to the right of the bag at second, and Polanco is in that rover position in shallow right field. And they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is the base runner Hill. Hill's another one who's a threat to steal. He definitely ran well in his minor league days. He has opportunity to be able to take a bag. He will at the major league level. He's only got 6 stolen bases, and he was caught 3 times all last year. So Hill establishes his lead. Sometimes I would have thought that maybe on the first pitch he might have been off to the races. Sometimes when a new pitcher gets into the ball game, they're so concentrating on being able to attack the hitter, I forget all about the runner at first. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2 to Meadows. So no balls and 2 strikes. For Derek Hill in his early part of his minor league career, we said he used to run pretty good. He stole 35 bases one year back in 2016 in West Michigan. He turned the trick in 2018 in high A with the Lakeland Flying Tigers. Since then, he's slowed it down a bit. In double A with Erie, he stole 21. He's never stole more than 10 bases since then, since 2019 at any level, combined or not. So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Meadows. There's a changeup swung on. This ball is belted. It's going to get over the head of the second baseman Polanco. On to third goes Hill. And he is going to cruise into third base. Very interesting to see the situation there. I'd like to be able to get a full pan of that. Urshela was the shortstop. The ball was hit to the right fielder, Kepler. Kepler fielded the ball in right field. But where was Urshela in that situation? Was he able to get over to third to be able to cover in time? And as we look at the replay, he was ahead of the runner, but he was not able to get to the bag or even set up for a throw. But that is a base hit, a 2-out hit here for Meadows. Puts Derek Hill all the way over to third, and that brings up Robbie Grossman, who's already got a couple of hits in today's game. So for Grossman, he's 2 for 2 today, both singles. And he waits on the pitch from Stashik, and it is a changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. They still have a shift on. There is no man's land to the left of second base, pretty much where Urshela is playing in the normal third base position. There is nobody from him to the bag, so if Grossman could punch it through the 6-hole, Tigers will tie this one up. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Grossman is a very disciplined hitter at the plate. As we talked about in his last at-bat, he's got a very good eye. And he's able to work the count. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Stashik gets the signal from his catcher, Jeffers. And he's ready now to go back to work. So here comes the 1-1 offering. And throwing over to first base is Stashik, and getting back in time is the runner Grossman, or check that, runner Meadows. One would think that Austin Meadows is not the threat to run here. Even in the best of times, Austin Meadows is not a threat to run. And here comes the pitch from Stashik, and it is a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1 on Grossman. In his best season, Austin Meadows has only swiped 12 bags. That was back in the All-Star season of 2019. He establishes his lead over at first. And here comes the pitch from Stashik. It is a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. Grossman not overly happy with that call from the home plate umpire. As we take a look at that pitch, it was very similar to the first pitch that was called a strike to him. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Stashik gauges the rubber, and he looks at his catcher, Jeffers, ready for the sign. And now he steps off the backside, and we're going to have to go through this all over again. So Grossman, another clutch situation here for the Tigers. There's 2 aboard. The runner at third is Hill. The runner at first is Meadows. And here's the pitch. And it is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up into right field. Coming underneath it is Kepler. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it for the Tigers in their half of the 4th inning. They're able to get one back, but they strand a pair again. They had 1 run in the inning. There were 3 hits. There was no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. That's 8 runners in the first 4 innings stranded by the Tigers. And they are now through 3.5 innings in Minneapolis. It is the Minnesota Twins 2, the Detroit Tigers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We got John Cardona in the house. We welcome you for being here. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's going to be Kyle Garlick, Max Kepler, and Ryan Jeffers to face the left-hander Tariq Skubal. Skubal has pitched fairly well today for the Tigers. He had some defensive lapses in the second innings, which led to a couple of runs. There's a first pitch fastball delivered, and it is hit hard to the left side of second base. Diving to his right is Jonathan Scope. He makes the play. He gets up and throws to first, and that is going to retire Garlick. One pitch and one away here in the fourth inning, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Max Kepler. For Kepler today, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. As we said in his first at bat, he is challenged left-handed pitching. Not for his career, but certainly on the season. When you look at his numbers against left-handed pitchers, it is a bit of a challenge for Max. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Zach has slipped to 259, has the German-born right fielder for the Twins. There's a fastball swung on it, is tapped up the middle. It is fielded by Baez. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Kepler on a ground out 6-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away. That is going to leave it up to the catcher, Ryan Jeffers. Just a couple of pieces on Kepler. When you think about him over the course of his career, think about what he is able to do against lefties and righties. The ball delivered to Jeffers, it is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. You can think of all kinds of different stats and where they face and how they face against power pitchers or finesse pitchers or average pitchers. Comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. You think of all the statistics that there are in baseball these days. They're like against opponents, how they do against certain teams, how they play in the ballparks that they're in. Absolutely fascinating, some of the information that they can come up with. And there is a fastball that is swung on and missed. Jeffers is down for the second time on strikes today. That is the third out of the inning. It's the third time the Twins have gone 1-2-3 in an inning. And they definitely go quietly here in the fourth. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. It is the Minnesota Twins 2, the Detroit Tigers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the fifth inning. After this, we appreciate you guys stopping in today. Here is our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fifth inning, and it is going to be the Heart of the Tiger batting order to come in to face Cody Stashik. Stashik came on in relief of Bailey Ober, who left the game with an apparent injury in the top of the fourth inning. The trainer had come out, and they had made the decision that that was going to be it. And he is done for the day as Stashik is on in relief. I made the assessment back in the second inning that I didn't feel that either of these starters would be around in the sixth inning. And certainly we got one of those right. We're just waiting on Skubal, but Skubal looks like he has settled down and his pitch count is now kind of in check. He may sniff the sixth inning depending on how he does. May not be good news for the Minnesota Twins, but he is at 61 pitches now through 4. That may allow him to be able to continue on. So Stashik on in relief. He is ready to face Javier Baez here in the top of the 5th inning. And the first pitch to Baez is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. For Baez today, he is 1 for 2. He singled and was stranded on first in the first inning. He struck out in the third. He's raised his season average to 281 on the afternoon. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Baez sure didn't appreciate that call as it sort of stiffened him up and straightened him out. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Stashik kicks and delivers. There is a changeup swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-hander, Stashik, holds at the belt. And he kicks and fires. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Baez is retired on strikes. That ball was tipped into the mid of the catcher. Jeffers held on, and as Baez walks back, he has a couple of words with the home plate umpire, Marvin Hudson. He probably was asking him if that pitch would have been a strike or not. He's definitely out of the zone, and that is going to erase Baez for the second time on strikes today, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. And the first pitch ready to go to Torkelson as a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Torkelson today is 0 for 2. He struck out, and he has flown out to center. His average has dipped to 208 on the season. He's waiting on the offering from Stashik, who kicks and fires. There is a changeup swung on. This ball is blasted to left field. Moving back onto the warning track is the left fielder, Garlick. He's got room. And he's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Torkelson for the second out of the inning. He sent it a long way. It's not long enough. And that retires Torkelson for the second out. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Harold Castro. There are a lot of ball games around Major League Baseball today. We will take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard in between innings. All kinds of games that are going on across Major League Baseball on Getaway Day in the afternoon. There are no finals yet, but there are 8 other games underway with a couple more ready to start. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Castro, taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Castro. So for those of you who've tuned into this one, we do appreciate you stopping in to listen. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there is a changeup swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It's going to be over the head of the second baseman, Polanco, and Castro's aboard for the second time today with a base knock. Castro with his second hit of the day, certainly making up for the defensive miscue that he had back in the second inning with his work at the plate. So Castro, the runner at first, that's going to bring up Jonathan Schoop. Schoop today is 1 for 2. He grounded to third and singled his last time up. He later came around and scored the Tigers' lone run of the ball game. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung through and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Schoop. Be a big boon for the Tigers if Schoop could get his bat turned around. Give you a couple extra guys who've got it going in the lineup. Of course, Austin Meadows and Robbie Grossman have got it figured out early on. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's popped up over on the right side of the infield. Racing over is the second baseman, Polanco. He's got time and room. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the fifth inning. So for Detroit in their half of the fifth, there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. And we're now through 4.5. It is Minnesota Twins 2, the Detroit Tigers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the fifth inning when we return. We appreciate you all being with us here today. Once again, here's our friend Steve.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Twins. Trevor Larnach, Gilberto Celestino, and Jorge Polanco to face the lefty Tariq Skubal. The first pitch delivered to Larnach was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Larnach waiting on the offering from Skubal, who rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly now 0-2. Skubal not wasting any time. He's ready to go back to work. He delivers another breaking ball, this one at 77 miles an hour, that just misses down and away. That count goes to 1-2 strikes. Left-hander against the left-hander. Skubal ready to go back to work against the lefty Larnach. And there is a breaking ball that misses down. The count goes to 2-2. Larnach today is 1 for 1. He knocked in the first run of the ball game for the Twins. A clutch 2-out single brought home Gio Urshela back in the second inning. So here comes the pitch from Skubal as he rocks into the motion. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's fielded by Baez as he dives to his right, or he dives to his left as he's going up the middle. He stops the ball, but he's not going to be able to get up and make a throw over to first base. You can see he's wincing in a little bit of pain. I don't know if he knocked the wind out of himself or what had happened, but he's bent over on both hands on his knees. The scope is over to check on him there, but that's going to go down as the infield single for Larnach. He is now 2 for 2 in the ball game. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Gilberto Celestino. For Celestino today, he is 1 for 1. He's knocked in a run. He reached base on a dribbler down the third base line that Harold Castro came charging in on it, but he wasn't going to be able to make the play, so he decided to leave it and see if it would roll foul. And there's a bunt down the third base line. It is fielded by Castro, and he fires it into the runner. They throw backdoor into second base, and that is going to be not in time to be able to get the runner Larnach. But Javi Baez wants to have a look at this. He thinks they may have got him. The second base umpire, John Tumpain, right on top of the play. The Tigers are going to see if they can get themselves a look through the VAR. So what a crazy play. It is the second time that they've gone after Castro. The bunt down the third baseline was fielded. He fired it away again at first base. That's going to be the second error charged to Castro. As we watch the replay of it, he fields it with the glove hand as he throws on the run. It was into the runner. It was a good play by the second baseman, Scope, to field it, and he threw backdoor down to second to the shortstop covering. The Tigers are challenging this as they think that they may have got the runner on the back door. But that is going to be the second error charged to Castro today. I haven't officially seen it yet. They called it a sacrifice bunt. But we're going to have to see how this is going to go in the scorebooks. I can't see that not being an error. That should have been an out at first base. Great defensive play by the second baseman, Scope, backing up the play. He threw off a one leg down to second. It was fielded by Baez, and then he had to sweep over to put the tag on Larnach. The second base umpire, John Tumpane, was right on top of the plate, and we can see why. Larnach actually had slipped going around. As we look at the play, I think that he may have, as we look at it now, I think the call is gonna stand. I'd be surprised if it was overturned unless they get a different angle than what we see. But I'm pretty sure that the Twins are going to have runners at first and second and nobody out. But as of right now, they have ruled that a sacrifice bunt by Celestino, moving Larnach to second and having Celestino at first. As far as I'm concerned, that was an error on the third baseman. He makes a clean throw. They would have nailed Celestino. But we'll have to go with what the scorer says. What that does is it doesn't charge Celestino with the at-bat. It doesn't charge Castro with the error, which would have been the second error by Castro, but the third play directly involving his defense. It is putting this game potentially out of reach for the Tigers as it starts to go here. Well, I get the replay of Larnach. Larnach fell right to the ground. But I don't think that the play by Baez, and there it is, here comes the play, and the plate umpires are not going to overturn that. Larnach is safe at second. Celestino is safe at first. As we said, that's going to go down as a sacrifice in the official books, but I don't know if the score will change that over. As far as I'm concerned, that's an error on the third baseman. But nevertheless, the Twins have runners at first and second, and Jorge Polanco, the top of the order, coming to bat. And if I think I'm the Twins, I'm bunting right back down the third baseline again. That's what I would do. Keep going at the weak link until they show you that it isn't weak anymore. So runner at second is Larnach. The runner at first is Celestino. And here's the pitch from Skubal. And they do bunt. And it's a good one. It's in front of home plate. Barnhart picks it up. He throws to first. It's into the runner. It gets away from the first baseman, Torkelson. And backing up the play is Scope. And then he is going to hold on to that. But Polanco drops it down, and he gets a ball fired right into his backside. And the bases are now loaded full of Twins. We're going to see how that's going to be scored. But the Twins are playing some small ball here. And that has got the bases loaded with nobody out, and the Tigers are kicking the ball around. So we'll wait on the official scoring decision on that one. Again, as far as I'm concerned, that was thrown down the line. It was a very dangerous play. As it was thrown into the runner, Torkelson, as he came to get it, had the glove ripped off of him. And that's how they're going to rule that one as a sacrifice bunt as well. That he would reach first base, and that's going to advance the runners. But I'd like to have a word with the official scorer in Minneapolis because I don't know if I agree. There's a first pitch delivered to Carlos Correa. Misses up and away, and it's ball one. So 1-0 to Correa, and the bases are loaded here. Full of Twins in the bottom of the fifth inning. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 2 in the books as sacrifice bunts, which I can agree with that. But both of those should have been outs, as those, in my opinion, if the throws were better, they would have nailed the batter runner at first base. So Larnach is at third, Celestino's at second, Polanco the runner at first. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Correa. Skubal kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The Twins have something brewing here in their half of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch from Skubal. It's a breaking ball swung on and pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and that's going to run the count to 2-2. So the defense has been a little bit suspect for Detroit today. That has allowed the Twins their runs here this afternoon, and they're looking to take advantage of their defense for more. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Skubal kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down. The count now goes to 3-2 to Correa. There is nowhere to put the Twins shortstop. He's going to have to deliver something good here as Skubal. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Carlos Correa. Skubal comes set at the belt. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to left field. It's over the head of Willie Castro. It's up against the wall. It's been misplayed as it bounces back over Castro's head. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And Carlos Correa is sliding into third with a bases clearing triple here in the 5th inning. And that is now going to put the Twins up 5-1. Again, some shoddy defensive play by the Tigers in left field. That ball got over the head of Castro. No issue with that. But he wasn't able to play it off the wall as the ball took a short hop off the wall and bounced over the head of Castro. Then he went to pick it up, and he couldn't pick it up. He overran the ball. And as he overran the ball, that allowed Carlos Correa to get all the way around to third base. So it's going to go down as a double. He's going to get himself 3 RBIs, and he's going to advance to third on the error by the left fielder. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Luis Arias. So that's going to go down as a double, 2 RBIs, and E7 for sure. And arguably in this inning, you could probably have tacked a couple of more errors onto the board. So the Twins are getting some gifts from the Tigers. And as we were giving the recap of that particular event, there was a visit from the Tiger pitching coach, Chris Fetters, out to the mound to have a word with his young lefty. And so here comes the first pitch to Arias. It is a changeup swung on. It is popped up into shallow left field. It's in foul territory. Racing is Castro. He makes the catch backhanded. He runs up against the tarp. That was a nice play by Castro. He had to come a long way to have to get that ball. Holding at third is Correa. And that is the first out here in the 5th inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Gio Urshela. Nice play by Castro. He had to range a long way as he caught that ball in foul territory up against the tarp. So with 1 out, Urshela is at the plate with the runner Correa at third. And here comes the first offering from Skubal. It's a breaking ball that misses down. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Gio Urshela. Slated to bat next in the on-deck circle is Kyle Garlick. The Tigers are in on the grass looking to cut a runoff at the plate. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. They've got Torkelson and the third baseman Castro right on the grass. The second baseman Scope is a couple of feet off onto the dirt. There's a changeup that is drilled, and it gets right by the third baseman Castro. That ball is hit into left field. And Urshela has got himself an RBI single, and that's going to increase the Twins' lead to 6-1. Correa has come across for the 4th run of the inning. The Twins are off and running now. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Kyle Garlick. For Garlick, today is officially 0 for 1. He's grounded to second. He has walked and scored a run. So Garlick holds at the belt. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So here comes the offering from Skubal. It's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Skubal holds at the chest. Waiting on the offering is Garlick, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Skubal, the lefty flamethrower for the Tigers, is now up to 81 pitches here in the 5th inning. As we said at the outset, we'd be a little surprised if there's going to be much more left in this tank here. If he'll even sniff the 6th inning. There's a breaking ball that misses in, and the count goes to 2-2 to Garlick. We're going to have to make quick work of the Twins left fielder here, maybe to get him to induce to roll into a double play. Would maybe think about bringing him back for the next inning, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 3-2. The right fielder, Max Kepler, waits his turn on deck. As we were saying earlier, Kepler has struggled with lefties throughout his career. So one would think that he's got at least one more hitter in after this one, and there is a changeup that misses down. That is going to draw a base on balls. Urshela is going to advance over to second. Garlick is aboard with a walk. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Max Kepler, and there is action in the Tiger bullpen, as the Tigers now have Barnes up and throwing. So Barnes is up and throwing. He's getting loose. And Max Kepler digs in at the plate. And here's the first offering from Skubal. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to Baez, who's to the right of second base. He fields it. He steps on the bag. He throws to first off balance. Fielding it on one hop is Torkelson. That is going to be a double play, 6-3 to end the inning here for the Minnesota Twins. But there was a lot of damage done in the inning. The Twins had the benefit of 4 runs in the inning. There were 3 hits. There was an error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. The score after 5 complete, it is the Minnesota Twins 6, the Detroit Tigers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. The call of the top of the 6th inning when we return 30 seconds after this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. It's the top of the 7th. In Cincinnati, the Padres have a 6-2 lead over the Reds. The Padres are looking to go to 13-7 on the season. The Reds, if they lose this one, will fall to 3-16. They are the worst team in baseball, and it is showing. Unfortunately, they have some injuries, as one of their starters, Nicholas Lodolo, has found himself on the DL fairly quickly. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. The Pirates have now a 2-1 lead over the Milwaukee Brewers. It is 2-5-0 for the Pirates, 1-5-1 so far for the Brew Crew. In the top of the 7th inning, the Rockies are trailing the Philadelphia Phillies 3-1. It's in the middle of the 7th, the Marlins are beating the Nationals 3-1. The top of the 6th inning, the Orioles are trailing the Yankees 4-2. The Mariners and the Rays are knotted up at 1 in the 7th. The Astros and the Rangers locked up at zeros in the bottom of the 4th, and the Royals are beating the White Sox 1-0. That is in the top of the 4th inning. The Blue Jays and the Red Sox are just about to get underway. That game is in Toronto. So as we are returning to the live action, it's going to be Barnhart, Castro, and Hill. It would be Willie Castro to face the right-hander, and this is a pitching change now for the Minnesota Twins as they've got the right-hander Tyler Duffy now in the ballgame. So yet another right-hander entering here. And that first pitch to Barnhart was a breaking ball that made the count 1-0, and then he swung and fouled away at a fastball, and the count is 1-1. So Tyler Duffy now on in relief of Cody Stashik. This is the third pitcher now used by the Twins. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Counts now 1-2 to Barnhart. On the season, Duffy has worked 6 innings. He's allowed 4 runs, all earned. And here comes a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to first. They flip it over to Duffy covering, and that is going to retire Barnhart. That's go down as a ground out, 3-1 for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Willie Castro. For Castro, he's officially 0 for 1. He walked in the 2nd inning, and he flew out to left in the 4th. And on top of it, he had that play in the last inning that he'd overrun the ball, and then it played him off the wall. Ended up allowing the Carlos Correa to go all the way around to third, and then he made an error trying to pick up the ball. So Castro swings at the first pitch and fouls it away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Duffy ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line, and that's going to keep the count bring the count to no balls and 2 strikes. So Castro batting from the left side against the right-hander Duffy. Duffy rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's going to get through for a base hit into center field. And Castro is aboard with a 1-out single, and that's going to turn the batting order over to the top. And Derek Hill is going to come to the plate. For Derek Hill, he is officially 1 for 2. He's got a single, a flyout, and a walk today. So 1 for 2 on the ball game. Hill's been able to raise his season batting average up to 400. As we said, he's got not a lot of at-bats. Here comes the first pitch from Duffy. It is a fastball swung on. It's line to first. It's caught by the first baseman, Araya, as he steps on the bag. And that is going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 6th inning. So an absolute bullet. Hill hits it on the screws, but right to the glove of the first baseman, who catches it, steps on the bag, and is able to double off Willie Castro. Castro had no chance to get back on that one. But it is a third baseman line drive double play to end the inning. So for the Tigers and their half of the 6th inning, they had no runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is the Minnesota Twins 6, the Detroit Tigers 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We're glad you could stop by with us here today. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate you and your support of the channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to check out his channel, Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in just a moment with all the calls of this one. We appreciate you being here. Welcome back, everybody. Again, that was our friend of our channel, Steve Rademacher, and he is really getting close to having himself a milestone of subscribers, and he is sitting on our books right at 300, so we want to congratulate Steve for doing that. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly no balls and one strike. There is a pitching change for the Tigers, as Jacob Barnes is now taken over on the mound. It is Jeffers, Larnach, and Celestino to face him. So Barnes takes over for Skubal, and our prediction was right. Neither of the starters would see the sixth inning here today. So Barnes ready to go back to work. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So Barnes has come in, and all he has done is delivered strikes. Jeffers today is 0 for 2. Both of the outs were via the strikeout. Bats from the right side against the right-hander Barnes. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jeffers. Barnes gets the signal from his catcher, and he's ready to go to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little bit of hard luck for Tariq Skubal here today. As we said, some shoddy defensive play by the Tigers. He retired 3 of the 5 innings he worked. He retired the hitters in order, 1, 2, 3. A breaking ball that misses down and away to Jeffers, and the count is now 3-2. His replacement Barnes has got off to a successful start with the Tigers. He's 1-0. He's appeared in, this is his 7th game. He's worked 6 1/3 innings, only allowing 2 hits, walking none and striking out 2. Comes the payoff pitch to Jeffers. It is a changeup swung on and fouled away. Count round remains at 3-2. He has only allowed 2 batters above the minimum that he has faced so far this year, has Barnes. To great effect, he was last season with the Mets and the Blue Jays. He's bounced around a little bit. He was with the Angels in 2020, the Royals in 2019, as what he was the Brewers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Jeffers goes down on strikes for the 3rd time in the ball game for out number 1 here in the 6th. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Trevor Larnach. Larnach is swinging a hot stick as he's 2 for 2 today. He's got himself an RBI as well. He was the designated hitter today. That is exactly what he is doing. He is hitting the ball. So Larnach, Celestino, and then the top of the order to face the right-hander Barnes. So Barnes holds it at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There is a changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. You have to give your hat off to the right-hander Barnes here. He's come in and has been filling up the zone. He's been all around the zone on the pitches that even brought the count to 3-2 to Jeffers. Even those pitches, there was nothing that was really a bad miss. Everything has been close. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Barnes gets the sign from his catcher, Barnhart, and he comes set at the chest. There's nobody on base right now, and there is a fastball that misses down and in. The count now goes to 2-1. A lot of missed opportunities for the Tigers in their first 5 innings. They left 9 runners on base. Weren't able to capitalize, and here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on it. It's lifted into left field. Castro moving over to his right toward the foul line. He makes the grab. That is going to retire Larnach for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Gilberto Celestino. So Barnes' excellent pitching to begin his Tiger career is still intact. So Celestino steps up to the dish. He's officially 1 for 1 today. He singled and knocked a run in the second. The scorer gave him a sacrifice in the 5th. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is dribbled into the right field corner. It's going to get down. Celestino's digging for 2. He's going to get in there easily standing up. And he's got himself a 2-out double here in the 6th inning. That will turn it over to the top of the order, Jorge Polanco. For Polanco on the season, he entered the game hitting $180. He's 0 for 2 today. He did have a sacrifice and came around and scored a run his last time up. It was a good bunt as the catcher, Barnhart, came out to field it. He threw it into the runner, being Polanco, right into the back of the runner going to first base. So Polanco officially 0 for 2. But he did reach base on the sacrifice his last time up. He bats from the left side against the right-hander, Barnes. There's 2 out here in the 6th inning. Here comes the offering from the right-hander. He kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Polanco. The Minnesota Twin lineup, they have a luxury of hitters. It is a deep batting order. There are players that are getting the day off today that are not in the lineup, such as Miguel Sano to start. And when you think about some of the other players not in the lineup, Gary Sanchez today gets the day off. There's a fastball that misses down. There's a lot of offensive firepower that is waiting to be unleashed on the Tigers if they needed to have to go to their bench. Byron Buxton also got the day off today. He's got to be one of the hotter players in baseball. He's got 6 home runs already this year. Nick Gordon got the day off. Sanchez and Sano, and they're already got 6 runs on the Tigers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 2-1. I bet you if you asked Rocco Baldelli, he couldn't have been more pleased about this outcome so far. The game is far from over. Because once it gets in deeper into the bullpens, that's where it seems to get a little bit more exciting. So here comes the 2 ball and 1 strike pitch to Polanco. And there is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Pitch misses down, and count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Polanco. Carlos Correa is waiting his turn on deck. He's already got a big knock in this ball game. Barnes will want to try to get rid of Polanco right here and now. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Polanco digs himself in. Barnes ready to go back to work. This is the 18th pitch of the inning for Barnes. Gets the sign from Barnhart. He comes hold at the chest. There is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and that is going to be a base on balls for Polanco. And Barnes knew it. He was not happy with himself on that pitch, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Carlos Correa. For Correa today, he is 1 for 3. He doubled his last time up. He knocked in on 3 runs. He's also flown out to right and grounded to short. So Correa steps in to face the offerings from the right-hander Barnes. There's 2 away here in the 6th. All of the danger has come with 2 out. So Barnes looks at the runner at second. He kicks and fires. There is a breaking ball that swung on. It's fouled off right into the catcher, Tucker Barnhart. It's a tough way to earn a strike, but the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Correa. Barnhart says he's good to go. And we're ready to resume the action as Marvin Hudson is ready to put this one back into play. And here comes Barnes, who gets his sign from his catcher. Now comes sun at the belt area. And he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses off the plate. The count goes to 1-1. As we said, a lot of firepower on the Twin bench today. If they got themselves into late trouble, Sanchez, Buxton, Sano, all getting the proverbial day off, and Nick Gordon as well. A lot of opportunity for these guys to get a full rust day in because of the scoreline. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Correa. All the activity on the bases this inning is with 2 out. So Barnes not able to seal off the inning. It looked like the way that he was pitching the first 2 outs that maybe he would even come back for a second inning, but I would be surprised about that now. I would have to think the Tigers have something going on there. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded back at the pitcher. It's off his foot. It is in the hole. Trying to score all the way from second is the runner, Celestino, and he's going to make it. The Tigers were in the shift, and that right there was a situation where the shift did not help the Tigers. It actually hurt the Tigers. It's going to bring A.J. Hinch out to the mound, and this might be it for Barnes. We're going to see that again on the replay. It was a ball that was hit. It came back and hit the inside calf of the pitcher on the left leg. The ball had squirted out towards second base, where the second baseman, Scope, had to go from behind the second base area, and he ends up having to field it. They try to throw home, and it's not in time. So Jacob Barnes is actually getting some warm-up tosses here because the trainer for the Tigers came out. They wanted to see how he was. So that's yet another RBI for Correa. Gets himself a single. Celestino is going to come all the way around from second to score. It's going to advance Polanco over to second. And the Twins have runners on first and second with Luis Arias stepping to the dish. A little bit of hard luck there for Jacob Barnes. He was able to get the ground ball. If it probably doesn't go off him and he just lets it go up the middle, it's going to go right to the second baseman, Scope, who's standing almost over the bag. But instead, because it took that deflection off him, Scope had to go into the 4-hole, which was a long way because he was pretty much almost over top of second base. And that allowed the batter runner, Carlos Correa, to be able to reach first base. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down to Arias, and the count is 1-0. Arias today is 0 for 3. He entered the game as the Twins' hottest hitter. The Tigers have thrown ice water on that. He's flown to center, he's flown to left, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. There is a changeup swung on. It is lifted into left field. Willie Castro is over. He makes the grab. That is going to do it for the Minnesota Twins in their half of the sixth inning. So they had 1 run in the inning. There were 2 hits, no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We are now through 6 innings. It is Minnesota Twins 7, the Detroit Tigers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this. Glad you could pop in here with us. There is a perfect game watch going on, and we'll get you that in a minute when we come back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
As a reminder, after the game, be sure to check out Another Hollis Build. He's a supporter of our channel, and in return, we like to support Matt. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this. Welcome back, everybody. There is a perfect game watch as they are moving to the top of the 6th in Texas. The Texas Rangers, Martin Perez has got 5 2/3 innings. Perfect baseball against the Astros. Keep an eye on that one as once we get past the 6th inning, I always like to say we're getting into the deep water. When we get into the deep water, that's where it's worth taking note. There is a pitching change. It's going to be Griffin Jacks. He's entering the game. He's appeared in 4 games this year. He's got 6 innings of work under his belt. He's only allowed a couple of earned runs. He is going to be taking over for Tyler Duffy. He is going to be working here to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitter, the Tiger batting order. And the first pitch delivered to Austin is a fastball that misses in for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Jacks on the season is 1-0. This is his 5th game. He's worked 6 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, a couple of runs, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll check that. 2 balls and no strikes to Meadows. So 2 balls and no strikes. This game here has got a little numbing effect to us. Not only is the game numbing, the temperature at the game is numbing. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Meadows. The Tigers squandered a lot of opportunities early in this ball game to potentially cash some runs in. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on his grounded foul over on the first base side. It's going to run now the count to 2-2 on Meadows. Tigers in the first 5 innings of the game left 9 runners aboard. So Robbie Grossman, Javi Baez on deck and in the hole here, waiting to face their turn against Jacks. And there's a breaking ball that misses in. The count now goes to 3-2 to Meadows. So lots going to depend on how the Twins want to close this one out. Got a 6-run cushion here. Already won a couple of ball games in this series. So here's the 3-2. There's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted into the seats over on the third base side. The count now remains at 3-2. Curious to see who they're going to be turning to in this one. Try to close the deal out. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jax holds at the belt. And he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that hits Meadows in the shin. And he is going to be awarded a 3-2 breaking ball that hits Meadows. Meadows is going to be aboard on the hit batter. I'm going to check that one out there for a second. And it hit him on the right shin. And thankfully for him, he wears a shin guard on that right shin underneath the padding. He is aboard with a hit batter here to lead off the 7th inning, and that's going to bring up Robbie Grossman. Grossman today is 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles. He's also flown out to right. He digs in, ready to face the first offering from the right-hander Jax, and there is a fastball that he takes for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Grossman on the series is now 4 for 11. He bats from the left side against the right-hander Jax. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. The Twins mascot is looking rather comfortable on the first base dugout above his team. He's resting and relaxed. Why wouldn't you be when you've got yourself a 6-run lead in the top of the 7th inning? So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Jax delivers. It is a changeup that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Grossman. Jax holds at the belt. And he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's taken on 1 hop by the shortstop Correa. Over to the shortstop Urshela. He throws to first. That is going to be your unconventional 6-5-3 double play. As they bounded the ball into the shift. And that's what you get sometimes on the putouts. So the first out, Meadows is retired at second. Grossman on the back end of the double play. That is going to leave it up to the shortstop, Javi Baez. For Baez today, he is 1 for 3. He singled in the first, and he's struck out a couple other times up. He's waiting on the offering from the right-hander Jax. And there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. You know when things are going well, that's when you usually get the breaks. When things are not going so well, like the Tigers, it's the 2nd inning in a row that they've bounced into or grounded into a double play, and then last inning lined into a double play. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2 to Baez. Last inning, The batter, Derek Hill, hit the ball right on the screws, right to the first baseman, and was able to easily step on the bag. Be able to retire the base runner, Willie Castro, last inning. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Baez. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. A lot of afternoon baseball in the major leagues, but that's going to open up a lot of prime time basketball tonight if you're looking for games. Lots of games deep in the series. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed by Baez, and he is gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. So there was no runs, there were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 6.5 innings. It is the Minnesota Twins 7, the Detroit Tigers 1. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 7th inning in just a couple moments, everybody. We're glad you could pop in and be with us here today. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve again.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Once again, Steve, we appreciate you and your support of the channel. And in return, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game and let him know congratulations. He finally got 300 subscribers. I understand his 500th subscriber shutout giveaway is going to be drinking a beer of Miller Lite, which is not a big deal for Steve. He does that quite regular. But by popping Viagra to go with it, and in turn, we're going to see what ends up happening. And so all the ladies, make sure that'll be Steve's 500th subscriber giveaway and also the event that goes with it. Always a treat. Now we're getting back here for the bottom of the 7th inning. Check that, the top of the 7th inning, the Tigers will have we are going to the bottom of the 7th inning as we got Gio Urshela, Kyle Garlick, and Max Kepler coming up for the Twins. The Twins are holding on to a 7-1 lead here, and it is going to be Willie Peralta taking over for the Tigers, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Gio Urshela. Willie Peralta this season has appeared in 3 2/3 innings. He's allowed 3 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. He's yet to allow a earned run. There is a changeup that misses up top, and the count goes to 1-1. I would think with the starters falling left and right that Peralta may get an opportunity to get into the starting rotation here. So here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. Count now goes to 2-1 on Urshela. Peralta was a very nice pickup last year by the Tigers. His best seasons were with the Milwaukee Brewers. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. That is going to make the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 to Urshela. Urshela, Garlick, and Kepler to face Peralta. And there's a slow roller hit down the line at third base. Charging hard is Castro. He tries to barehand it, and the ball gets underneath him. And the horror show at third continues for the Tiger third baseman. He's already made himself an error today, and he's had a couple other plays that have been very difficult. And as we said, the Minnesota Twins have been just nickel and diming him down at third base on swinging bunts and bunts. And that is going to allow him to reach base. It looks like there were some scoring error changes as well, and we'll have to catch back up to some of those. But it looks like that the scoring changes with regards to the errors are going to be applied to the Tigers. We'll get those for you on the update in a minute. And there's a first pitch breaking ball from Peralta that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So that one's going to go down as a single for Urshela. And it is Kyle Garlick who took that first pitch for a called strike. And here comes the next offering from Willie Peralta. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Castro of the Herald variety is that sacrifice back in the by Gilberto Celestino now goes down as an E5. The sacrifice by Polanco goes down as an E2 because Tucker Barnhart threw it away. And so there are our errors right now in the ball game. So that would have been 3 errors in the 5th inning that allowed the 4 runs to be able to score. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Garlick. And here's the pitch. It is a changeup swung on and missed. And Garlick is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Kyle Garlick. Or it's going to bring up the right fielder, Max Kepler. So we can't have Garlick following Garlick. Big D stops in and says, "Go Tigers," of course. Yeah, probably go home from his standpoint. Big D is a Minnesota Twins fan. So the runner at first is Urshela. The right fielder, Kepler, steps to the dish. He is 0 for 3 today, and he's probably the happiest guy in the park. Gets to see a right-hander on the mound. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Kepler. Kepler's average has slipped to 250 on the season. He's had a big series against Detroit. He's got 3 homers in the series, including in 2 in last night's game. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the second baseman who fires over to first. It's not going to be in time. I'll have to double check to make sure that that is correct because the Tigers were on the shift. So it might have been Castro or it might have been Baez. We'll get the look at that one and get you the official score on that in just a moment. So it's actually going to go, the play at second base is going to be 6-5. It'll be a fielder's choice to erase Urshela. He's gone for out number 2, and Kepler will reach on that fielder's choice as the back-end throw was not in time. And here comes the first pitch delivered to Ryan Jeffers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is driven into left field. This ball is going to hook foul into the seats. And it is quickly no balls and 1 strike to Jeffers. Jeffers will be followed by the designated hitter, Trevor Larnach. Jeffers today is 0 for 3. He has struck out each of his 3 trips to the plate. The first 2 times were against Skubal, the last time against Barnes, and he takes a fastball for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The Tigers have 2 more bats to go against the Twins here, but they're running out of time. There's a changeup that misses down and in. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from Peralta. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Torkelson holding the runner at first base as Kepler establishes his lead. Peralta holds at the belt. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Jeffers is down on strikes for the fourth time today. That will do it for the Twins in their half of the seventh inning. They had no runs on one hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. You're now through 7 complete. It is the Minnesota Twins 7, Detroit Tigers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back. The call in just a couple minutes. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Here's Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Thanks again, Steve. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. After this, we're glad you guys could be with us.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. We are here in the top of the 8th inning. It's going to be the Tigers 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming to bat. It'll be Spencer Torkelson, Harold Castro, and Jonathan Scope. They are going to be coming to bat here in the 8th inning. The Tigers, the tail of the tape, really 2 things. 4 errors by the Tigers today defensively. And offensively, the Tigers stranding 9 runners aboard in the first 5 innings has been the tail of the tape, in our opinion. The Twins have been able to cash in and capitalize on some shoddy defensive play by the Tigers. That's the way it goes. Griffin Jax is going to be in for his 2nd inning of work. He only threw 16 pitches in the 7th. He's entrusted to face Spencer Torkelson, and he delivers a first pitch breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Torkelson is 0 for 3 today. He has averages sunk to 204. He struck out. He's flown to center and flown to left field. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count now is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Torkelson. Jack's ready to go back to work. He kicks and fires. There is a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away, and the count stays at 1-2. I think Jax was more pleased about that than Torkelson. Torkelson missed a good opportunity, as that was a breaking ball that hung up in the zone. Jax got away with a mistake there. Too good a pitch at 0-2. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Jax holds at the belt. He kicks and fires. And there's a breaking ball that misses off the outside corner. The appeal down to the first base umpire, Adrian Johnson. He said, no, he didn't go. That's going to run the count to 1-2 to Torkelson. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Jax. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's fielded by Correa. He dives to his left. He gets up. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Torkelson. A nice play by Correa. That's a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. Correa had to range to his left. He had to dive, get up, and make the play. He is able to retire Torkelson for out number 1. Nice play by the shortstop to range to his left. He was able to dive, get up, and throw to first, and that is retiring Torkelson. A really nice play by Correa. Correa gets maligned a lot for his defense There's a fastball that was missed upstairs to Harold Castro, and the count is 1-0. But that is a nice play. He is able to make the plays that he can get to. That one there, he had to range to his left, dive, get up and make the throw, and that was the eraser there for out number 1. There's a changeup that misses down to Castro, and the count is now 2-0. Harold Castro today is 2 for 3. He's singled twice. He's also flown out to left. He has been very strong offensively, but he's made 2 of the 4 Tiger errors today. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. We're not sure what is more rare, a game that Harold Castro doesn't reach base, or a game that Harold Castro would draw a walk. As we said, he does not walk very often. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count now goes to 3-1. Castro will be followed by the second baseman, Jonathan Scope. So 3 balls and 1 strike. There's 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Jax holds set at the belt. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into right center field. It's going to be trouble. Racing back is the center fielder, Celestino. He makes the catch as he slides on the warning track. A great play by the center fielder who has to catch it on the run. Castro hit that ball right on the screws, but that ball is going to be hauled in by the speedy center fielder, Celestino, for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Jonathan Scope. There are fly balls, and then there are balls that are absolutely scorched. What a great play by the center fielder to range to his left into the gap. Slides on the warning track to make that grab. And that is the second out. And so as we're back to the live action, the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Jonathan Scope. It's swung on, it's tapped slowly over to the shortstop, Correa. He fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 8th inning. So they go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 7.5 in Minneapolis. It is the Twins 7 and the Tigers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. The bottom of the 8th inning in just a couple of moments. We're glad you guys could be here with us today. Be sure to check out our friend Dave at Zero Fox.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Fox Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up to bat for the Minnesota Twins in their half of the 8th inning. Trevor Larnach, Gilberto Celestino, and Jorge Polanco. 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Twins. And just a couple of other things. It's going to be Joe Jimenez coming in for the Tigers. That is going to be the 4th pitcher used on the afternoon. So Joe Jimenez in for the Tigers in relief of Willie Peralta. So Jimenez to come in to get some work done. So Peralta ended up with a solid 8th inning of work for him. Jimenez is going to be in his 8th ball game. He's pitched in 7 innings. He's allowed 2 earned runs, 4 hits, struck out 9 and walked 3. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Trevor Larnach. Larnach today is 2 for 3. He singled and knocked home a run in the second. He singled and scored a run in the fifth. He's also flown out to right field in his other trip. There's a fastball at 95 that is swung through and missed, and the count is 1-1. The Twins today have taken opportunity of the Tigers' miscues. The Tigers today, their pitchers, a little bit of hard luck. 4 of the 7 runs allowed were earned, 3 were unearned. The Tigers have made 4 errors today. There's a fastball that's fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Larnach. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Tigers' offense today had chances to get things going. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 2-2. As we said, they stranded 9 runners on base in the first 5 innings, and that's really been the tail of the tape. They did not get themselves any clutch hitting. There's the 2-2 pitch, and there is a breaking ball that's down. And Larnach chases. He knows it. He's walking back to the dugout. He is gone for out number 1, as that was a half swing on the breaking ball in the dirt. So Larnach is out for out number 1. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Gilberto Celestino. So Celestino has had a good afternoon today. He is officially 2 for 3. He reached on an error, scored a run in the 5th. He doubled and scored a run in the 6th. It was a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike. He also singled and knocked home a run back in the 2nd inning. There is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's fielded by Torkelson. He steps on the bag. That is going to retire Celestino. That's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for out number 2. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Jorge Polanco. So for Polanco, I had to go back and take a look at some of that scoring. It's very interesting the way the scorers have done it. They've ruled some of the errors on the Tigers after the sacrifice bunts. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. But that ball is just going to go foul, and it's going to bound into the seats. It's going to be strike 1 to Jorge Polanco. So the couple of things that I find interesting is just how they made the scoring errors. They've given a couple of those sacrifices to Polanco and also to Celestino. So it really doesn't affect their batting average, but the throws were there. I'm not so sure that the Tigers wouldn't have made the play on either one of those if the throws were decent. So it's like they've given the opportunity of some home field cooking or home field scoring for the Twins this afternoon. Not that they need a whole lot of help in this one. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1 to Polanco. But as far as I was concerned on both of those plays, there was an opportunity to get the out. Even though it was a sacrifice, I think that the error should have been on the play, not on the sacrifice. I'll have to get some information on that one. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So Polanco officially in the books at 0 for 2, a sacrifice and a walk. As I said, I'm pretty sure that the Tucker Barnhart play on Polanco with a good throw would have retired him. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down in front of the right fielder, Austin Meadows. Polanco is aboard with a 2-out single. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Carlos Correa. For Correa, he has been a very important piece today for the Minnesota Twins. He's got himself a 2 for 4 afternoon. He's got a double, a single. He's got 3 RBIs, and he waits on the first offering from Jimenez. There's a first pitch fastball taken right down the chute for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Correa has been able to raise his season batting average up to 188. He's definitely salvaging this series as he's 2 for 12. Probably wishing the Tigers would get out of town in a big hurry. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the 0-2 pitch from Jimenez. As he holds at the chest, he delivers. There's a breaking ball down. It squirts away from Barnhart. Barnhart races over to get it, but holding at first base is Polanco. He's not going to advance. It's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. A nice block by Barnhart as he was able to fill the hole, not to let it get through. But it did squirt away from him, and he was able to get it without the runner advancing. So here's the 1-2 pitch, and there's a fastball that misses down in the dirt. The count now runs even to 2-2. Curious to see the mindset of Jimenez here if he can close this out. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jimenez gets the sign from his catcher Barnhart, and he's ready to go back to work. He holds at the belt. He raises to his chest, and he kicks and fires. And there's a breaking ball that misses down. That now runs the count to 3-2 to Correa. Well, you know he's going to have to give him something decent here because it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Correa waiting on the offering from the Tiger right-hander who kicks and fires. And there's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded right through the 6-hole into left field. Correa is going to have his 3rd hit of the ball game. Maybe he's changed his mind on the Tigers getting out of town. He's got 3 hits in the last 3 at-bats. All of the hits have come after he was 0 for 10 to start the series. That is now going to bring up Luis Arias. For Arias today, he has struggled at the dish. He is 0 for 4. He's flown to center, he has grounded to first, and he has flown out to left field twice. So Jimenez, who got the first 2 outs quickly, is now starting to struggle. And here comes the first offering from Jimenez. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul. It's down the line in left field, but it's going to reach the seats. It's going to run the count now to no balls and 1 strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Arias. Leaning in is Jimenez. He gets the sign from his catcher Barnhart. He holds set at the chest, and he's ready to deliver. He checks the runner at second. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving over toward the foul line is Willie Castro. He's going to make the catch. That is going to do it for the 3rd out of the inning. That will do it for the Twins in their half of the 8th inning. There was no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We're now through 8 complete. It is the Minnesota Twins 7, the Detroit Tigers 1. We're going to bring this one home for you in just a couple minutes. We're glad you guys could stop in and listen to this one. We appreciate you hanging in with us here. Be right back, everybody. Here is our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game. And if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. Griffin Jacks is on the mound for his third inning of work, and the first pitch he delivers to Tucker Barnhart is singled into left field for a base hit, and Barnhart is aboard with a leadoff single here in the ninth inning. He hit that ball to the left of second base, to the left of the shortstop. That is going to be a single to lead off the inning, and that's going to bring up Willie Castro. For Castro today, he is 1 for 2. He walked. He has singled, and he's lined out to left field. He's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Here comes the first offering from Jacks, who delivers a fastball that swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Castro getting the nod in left field today. As we mentioned, he has had a lot of opportunity in the infield, but that opportunity may come to an end with Jonathan Scope and Baez holding the keystone positions down. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is left into the left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder Garlick. He makes the catch. That is going to do it for Castro for out number 1 here in the ninth. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Derek Hill. For Derek Hill, he is 1 for 3 today. He singled in the fourth. He's also lined into a double play, and he's flown out to right. He's also had a base on balls. So Hill steps up to the plate, waiting on the first offering from the right-hander Jacks, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count quickly is 0-1. The runner at first is Barnhart, and the batter as Derek Hill with Austin Meadows waiting on deck. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. Jacks is way up in the count. Jacks is looking to get a 3-inning save here, which you don't see all that often in today's big leagues. It's not a save situation because of the score line. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And Hill is retired on strikes for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to Austin Meadows. For Meadows, he is 1 for 3. He was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. As we look ahead for the Tigers, the probable starters for them as they head into Los Angeles, it doesn't get any easier as they're going to be playing the Dodgers. They'll send Bo Brisk to the mound and Tyler Alexander in the first 2 games of that set. There's a first pitch fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. For the Minnesota Twins, after this series is completed, they'll start off a series tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away down the first base line. And it's going to run the count 1-1 on Meadows. They're going to send their ace to the hill, Dylan Bundy, who's been off to a fantastic start. He's got a 3-0 record with a 0.59 ERA since coming over in the offseason from the Angels. So a great start to his Twin career. So here comes the 1-1 from Jax. There's a breaking ball swung on, and that's tap foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 1-2. So the Tigers are down to their final strike this afternoon. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the hitter. So this is going to be it for the Tigers in Minnesota, and they can't wait to get out of the state, I'm sure. On to Los Angeles, they go to face the Dodgers. With a 5-game losing streak in their pocket, not a good team to run into. And there's a breaking ball that misses inside. Count goes to 2-2. When we start to look at the pitching matchups for that series, it's where you've got to be a bit concerned. It'll be Tyler Alexander against Anderson tomorrow. On Saturday, it is going to be Bo Brisk against Clayton Kershaw. On Sunday, it'll be Eduardo Rodriguez and Walker Buehler. And there's a fastball swung on its grounded foul just by the first base bag. A nice play by the first baseman Arias to make the play, but it was in foul territory. It keeps the count at 2-2. So Eduardo Rodriguez and Walker Buehler will go at it on Sunday. And ought to be a very entertaining affair. So Jax gets the sign from his catcher, Jeffers. Here comes the 2-2 offering. He kicks and fires. It's a changeup that misses outside, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Meadows digs in, waiting on the offering from the right-hander. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. The runner, Barnhart, will be going on when the pitch is delivered, and he does. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The appeal down to third base, and the third base umpire says Meadows didn't go, and he's drawn himself a walk. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Robbie Grossman. So Grossman today is 2 for 4. He's got a couple of singles. He's got a fly out to right, and he's grounded into a double play. 2 for 4 on the afternoon. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Grossman 4 for 12 on the day. Jax holds the ball at the belt. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Jax leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Jeffers. He's ready to go back to work. Here's the pitch to Grossman. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down on 1 hop to Kepler. He fields it. He fires it in, and it is just going to advance everybody 1 base ahead. Grossman's got his 3rd hit of the ball game. That is going to bring Javi Baez to the plate. So Jax, trying to close this one out, has got himself in a little bit of a pickle here now. But the base is loaded and 2 away here in the 9th inning. Still got some room to play. There is a left-hander up in the bullpen, but he wants to try to close this one out so we get that 3-inning save. So the hobbyist is in here. He says, who was the starting pitcher for the Tigers? It was Tariq Skubal. Skubal started, and he got through 5. Pitcher Ober started. He could not get out of the 4th inning, as he had to leave the game through injury. So the bases are loaded, full of Tigers. They're down to their final out. But as we said before, the storyline in this game has been the Tigers' inability to cash in base runners. They stranded 9 in the first 5 innings, as well as their 4 defensive miscues. And here comes the first pitch from Jax. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. For Baez today, he singled in the first, and then it's been 3 strikeouts after that. He's had a rough day at the office, has Javi Baez. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that's waved at and missed, and the count is 0-2. One would have to think that Jax is going to be giving a steady diet of breaking balls here to the Tigers shortstop to try to end this one. So Baez has asked for time. It's been granted, and now he gets himself dug in. He's got an open stance. We're ready to go back to work here as Jax gets the sign from his catcher, Jeffers. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that's fouled away. The count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Ryder, after the game, we'll do a wrap-up of this one. We'll check that out-of-town scoreboard again, as there are a couple of finals now moving in around the league. The Tigers have got Spencer Torkelson on deck. And one would think after that we may see a steady parade of pinch hitters. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Camping out underneath it is Celestino. He makes the grab, and that is going to do it. The Minnesota Twins have swept the series against the Tigers. They have won this game 7-1. So for the Tigers in their half of the 9th inning, there was no runs, there were 2 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left aboard. Final score is the Minnesota Twins 7, the Detroit Tigers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes to wrap this one up. Glad you guys could be here with us today.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's 0 O'Clock Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. The final score in this one was 7-1. We'll recap that at the end, but it is the out-of-town scoreboard that we're going to take a look at. The San Diego Padres knocked off the Cincinnati Reds 7-5 today. The Padres go to 13-7. The Reds fall to 3-16. Nick Martinez gets his win. The first win since he's come back from the Japanese League. He goes to 1-2. Tyler Mahle takes the loss. Taylor Rogers gets the save for the Padres. The Milwaukee Brewers came from behind to knock off the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-2. Milner gets the win for the Brew Crew. Stratton takes the loss. Williams picks up his first save of the year. The Philadelphia Phillies behind Zach Wheeler knock off the Rockies 7-1. Wheeler gets the win, goes to 1-3. Austin Gomber takes the loss. He falls to 1-2. The Washington Nationals lose at home to the Marlins 3-2. Rogers gets the win for the Marlins. Corbin takes the loss for the Nats. Sulcer gets the save. Marlins improve to 10-8 on the season. Nationals fall to 6-15. It was a tight one down in the Trop. The Mariners fall 2-1 to the Rays. JP Friesen gets the win. Chris Flexen takes the loss. And Thompson gets the save. The other out-of-town scores in the 8th inning, Yankees have a 6-2 lead over the Orioles. The Astros are winning 3-1 in Texas against the Rangers. It's the bottom of the 8th inning in Chicago. The White Sox are trailing the Royals 2-1 in the top of the 8th inning. Blue Jays are beating the Red Sox 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Just underway in Los Angeles, the Angels and the Guardians are locked up at 0s. Again, this one here, the Detroit Tigers fall to the Minnesota Twins 7-1. It was 7-11-0 for the Twins, 1-11-4 for the Tigers. The story in this one was a couple of things. The Tigers leaving 9 runners on base in the first 5 innings. On the ball game, I was actually in the first First 5 innings, they left 9 on base, and then they left 3 more in the 9th. So 12 runners aboard. But defensively, they made some defensive miscues. They made 4 errors in the ball game. Harold Castro was accounted for 2 of them. Willie Castro was for 1, and the other one was to Tucker Barnhart. The Twins got 2 runs in the second. It was a leadoff error by the third baseman, Castro, that allowed Gio Urshela to reach base, a walk to Kyle Garlick. And then Trevor Larnach singled home Urshela, and Celestino singled home Garlick. That put the Twins up 2-0. Tigers clawed back in their half of the 4th inning, a leadoff single by Jonathan Scope. He was balked over to second, and then Derek Hill knocked him in. That cut the lead to 2-1, but it was all Twins after that. In the 5th inning, leadoff single by Larnach. And then Celestino on a sacrifice ended up reaching first base on the error by Castro. It was a throwing error as it threw into it. They said they ruled it a sacrifice and then an E5 on the throw. And then Polanco dropped the bunt down. It was the error, sacrifice bunt, but an error by the catcher Barnhart loaded the bases. And then Carlos Correa stepped up and knocked home 3 runs with a double. Then Gio Urshela knocked in Correa with an RBI single. That was your 4 runs in the 5th inning. The Twins eventually tacked another one on in the 6th with a 2-out double to Celestino. A walk to Polanco. It was Carlos Correa singling him home. And that was how it finished in this one. Final score is the Minnesota Twins 7, the Detroit Tigers 1. Once again, everybody, we want to thank everybody for popping in and listening. We appreciate you all being here. Steve Rademacher, D, the Hobbyist, John Cardona. Thanks for popping in, guys. Again, it's been another Last Drafts video production. Hope you all have a great day. Come on back and see us again later.